This is Justin Amazon for Wednesday, June 13th, 2018, a few minutes after midnight. Sorry about that. I just had to reboot the device a couple times, try and get things to run a little smoother. So just trying to get it back up and going before 12 o'clock hit, and it didn't happen. So here we go. We rallied after hours yesterday, and then we came up, and we're kind of putting in a little bit of a base here. There's some lows here, a couple lows here, and then this coming back down right into these lows. 1702 might be a good low based on pre-market data. And then if there's any sort of pullback down into 1699, 1698, where these wicks came up, the high here, all that relative area, a little bit under 1700. That'd be a great place to get a little bit of an S curve down and then rally up. So we'll see what happens as we step into the day. But it is looking like we're having yet another bullish retest gap, like we've had so many of, and starting out on an up day. So we'll see where it goes. Very first candle pulls back slightly, actually goes below this pre-market support, but then lots of people buying it up right here. Great volume opening up the day, similar to the last couple days here on the screen, and already roaring higher into 1709. Too quick for me to get into, unless you had a plan to say, okay, I'm going to buy at that pre-market support with a stop a few dollars away, maybe down below 1700 or below the 1698 we were just talking about. So you could have been buying 1702 by 1698, and you're already up over an R. Not sure what options you would have done, but if you were doing the stock, that's how it would work. So we'll jump over and look at the options on how they moved at the open in just a little bit. But I'm looking for a little bit more of a pullback, and again, coming back down into this area, or ideally coming back down into this area, and we'll see what happens. So next candle inside again. Okay, pull back a little bit, almost down to the 1702, a little bit above it. Indecision candle right here could easily break bullish and continue up, or come down a little further. I'm not too concerned of where it is, that if it does actually take out this low, that I think if it takes out the low of this candle, I think this is still strong support on the day, strong support. So look for it to come down into support to buy. And the very next candle, it wicks way down, bearish candle wicking way down, and looks like a bunch of people were shorting it and wanted to roll over at the 1700 price, go drop down even further, but instead, same people were buying here or buying here again. It didn't quite get down to the yesterday's highs, but we're kind of using 1700 as a bit of a pivot, because these prices stay below it. So far, these prices are staying above it. I guess somewhat of a magnet that's repelling everything, something like that. If you're not in from down here, which may happen, let's look for something to break bullish from here, because this is a nice buying candle. If we break out above it, and then high of the day is 1-to-1, we'll stop right here, and it may continue higher. We'll see if this acts as a resistance. 17, it was 1714.50 is the high on the daily, so that's something we'll see if we contend with that. But that could be 2-3 hours, something like that, depending on where you got in or where you get in after this candle. Take another step, inside candle, bullish engulfing on this candle, but inside still. But this is 15 minutes of a stair step, maybe 20, and we want to see now this turn into a Morningstar reversal. Again, breaking bullish here, so maybe 1705 by 1701 is the setup, and we'll see what happens. And maybe wicked in, or definitely getting in here. It's moving up, retesting. You should be in on one of these candles here, and it oops, let's see this nice little consolidation right here, and breaks bullish. Big upper wick right up into the selling. This candle right at this level looks really similar to this candle at this level. They're both actually bearish candles, but the wick in the direction of the low and in the direction of the high. I think this one actually made a little bit higher high. Slightly higher high. We have a squeeze forming, has not triggered bullish, but we just rallied up from here. And, you know, it would have been great to take a little bit of profit up here at the high of the day if you got in, because right now you're only up maybe a quarter of an R here. That's not very much. Not very much at all. So we'll see what happens. It looks like it's pulling back a little bit further, probably a little bit better than break even right now. And if you didn't get out, you're kicking yourself. If you're still in, you know, your stop is probably maybe here, 1704, something like that. We'll see what happens. Okay, it's bouncing. There you go. Comes right back up. So this was just a nice little rotation here. Some people shorting it, you know, after that candle, it would have broken bearish with an evening reversal, and then just, you know, moved this way and probably stop some bears out if they were being aggressive. So what's interesting is, again, at this level, we got another reversal. This is now 2 candles of 1 penny apart, so tweezer-ish top. And then we make another high, and looks like we're breaking out. So this moves very rapidly up, and we're only a stone's throw away, barely even a stone, not, I mean, maybe a pebble's kick away from 1714.50. So this is a great place to be locking in some profits, moving your stop up. This is a lot of bullish candles in a row, right up pretty close to the all-time high that it just made last week. And some people were getting out. That's just what happened. So here we have a high of 1713.75, and the next candle is a high of, wait, are both of those? Yep, 1713.75. So there's a tweezer top near an all-time high. And, well, this could be even a reversal. It's almost a bullish and gapping, except the high is the same, but that's kind of what's looking like that. Some people are going to sell here. There's a nice upper wick. Could have been triggered into anything along this candle to reverse this, and this is definitely an evening reversal starting to break down. And what's interesting, we had the squeeze trigger, but only moved a couple candles, a couple 5 minutes, didn't get up to the 8 to 10. A little bit more selling. And right here, people are hopping on saying, all right, I'm going to buy now, and then that happens. And probably some people got stopped out immediately on that. And then wick lower. Okay, you know, we're coming back down a little bit. That's what it looks like, but we just came into this this support. Now another stair step, similar to, which one was it? This stair step right here, and this one right here, very similar. The bullish candle actually looks like it's taking out the bearish candles here, so that's positive. So let's keep going and see. Okay, a little bit of a movement up, but doesn't even get up to this level. It rallies, it pulls back again. We want to see it get bought up again, right into that level. Here's a bullish engulfing. Okay, it looks like it's going to go. No, it's just going sideways. So all the while, it's putting in some lower highs, relative lows, slightly higher lows, and then you get this indecision right here. A candle that would have triggered you in bearish, then retested here, and then the next one actually started to break out bearish, taking out this low. And it's like, okay, now we got a smaller flag, either a smaller flag or a bit of a pennant, depending on how you look at this and draw this, and then that looks like it's breaking down here. We've got the bearish squeeze formed and firing, and then we come into a really small doji indecision candle. And the location is interesting because we came up into this level here at the open. We touched it here, we retested it here, we were above it here. This seems like a really good value to say, okay, you know, let's set up a trade on this. If this moves a little bit bullish, then that could be a retest of a double top neckline. If it moves a little bit bearish, continues, you want to wait for it to actually roll back up, reject this neckline, and then roll over and get in then. But just some great candles that could be misleading because it looks like it's going to continue lower. And then this candle happens. And we have yet another Morning Star reversal right here. And that one ends up working. Rallies almost back up to this high and then plummets again. And I think we're coming up on 1 p.m. from Wednesday when FOMC announced some things, or everything in the market kind of moves because of events like that. But it does look like this is a reaction to it. A quick sell-off. This doesn't really fit our downtrend channel here at all. We just want to look for, okay, what was strong that we could actually say, yeah, I'll buy down there, even though it's way down there. If it really continues, 1702 is a good place to set up a trade with a few dollars, at least a few dollars away, because it could rally like this. It could have some selling off, pull back a little bit, and then rally. And that could happen here. Sell off, consolidation, pull back a little bit, and then rally. There's the rally. And there's more selling. And this one, oh wow, look at that, wicked all the way down here. So this could have worked for like a 1702 that would have triggered this one in and worked for a setup. I mean, your stop, if you're, whatever that range ends up being. This is one that's like, yeah, have that set up, ready to go. 1702 by 1698 perhaps. And it's bouncing in. It's totally working. And so look for another place to get in. That would have been a bit of an S curve, and then rallies. And right now, it's still catching these lower highs, lower high, or lower wick, and a lower high. So we'll see if that continues on the next roll down. But got a little bit of indecision up here, stair step, and then breaks down and continues down. That is, I was just checking the clock. That is the end of the day. Here's a 5-minute move, rally, pennant, and then continuation. And some places in here could have shorted for a profit from some puts is up in here. That is just consolidating and then breaks down. Up in here, the previous all-time high, 1450, I think that was it. So a little bit above that. Could have been selling here, and that moved here. First here, retrace, boom, way down to take out actually the low. So at one point today, this looked like a bearish candle based on this wick down at that instance. If we go back over and look at the options, look at the calls on this, could have been buying at the open for like 11, barely 1150, and stop at 1050. That would have worked in 5-10 minutes, something like that. And then try it again here. So see if you can have something set up like price is at 1150, so 12, something like that. Again at 12 here, the stop at 11, maybe a little bit of adjustment to that, but that rallied nicely way up here. And then when we came back down, this lower wick, this is slightly below where we've been, and so some folks were definitely buying here and moving that back up. So this was a volume that moved quite a bit, but only 85 shares, so it's way down in the corner down here. Only 85 are available to actually, or not available, 85 were transacted. Buying, so there was some selling, there was some buying, some folks probably got stopped out, whatever it is, but then that rallied hard, and that would have been another great place with a little bit of wider stop on that. But that's, just the volatility we get with the FOMC and things just dancing around. So if you had a trade set up down here, hopefully you gave it some room to move because it's going to take it. We had some instances that we could short, so like if we look at this one up here, 1040, we look at the put at 1040, you know, getting into something. This is the 1700 put expiring this week, and so some people could have bought here, but then it just kind of chopped around, didn't really break below it, but just kind of chopped around, and then I had a little bit of a rally here, and that's not very much. All this movement on the put, just not very much. Would have been a little bit better to watch for this to happen at 1250, but you know, you gotta have in your plan what you're gonna do, if you're gonna get in, get out, if you're going to, whatever it is you're gonna do. So the time was 17, or no, what was that? 55. There we go. Okay, so this was, yeah, the rally, or the breakdown for the bears, to do that, retrace, to that, retrace. That would have been a little bit of money made, but there's better ways to do it with staying with the trend and being bullish. So what I'm seeing right now is a bit of a flat top and a curved bottom where, you know, it gets a little bit less here, a little bit less here, a little bit less here. Slightly lower, just a bit of a reverse triangle. So we'll see actually what that does, how that moves. So back over here on the daily, indecision candle at near all-time high. This could easily pull back a little bit more the next couple days, similar to this flag here, and then we'll have to draw on some new lines to represent what's happening up there. So hope you enjoyed the video. This is just AMZN. Thanks.